Hello there, and welcome to another Sheffield United Way match reaction. How many more games of these are we going to have when we play well and then concede a late goal and lose? It's getting really, really frustrating now. Um, we even went one up after 10 minutes. 10 minutes into the game, we were 1-0 up, and we've somehow gone and lost this game. We were fantastic in attack for 60 minutes of the game, I'd say at least. We were great, especially that first half. The first half of the Barnsley match compared with the first half of this match was the complete opposite. Now, the Barnsley match, we couldn't string more than 4 or 5 passes together, especially in their half. In this game, the interplay, the interchanging of positions was fantastic to watch. Mousse was perfect in that role. And Morgan Gibbs-White, even Ben Osborne was chipping in. They all were just fantastic, especially through the middle. And Mousse and Morgan Gibbs-White, I would say, mostly just linked up so well. It was fantastic to watch. And let's be honest, if we're not going to have a season where we're challenging for promotion, let's at least watch some good football. And we've got to say, it was good football in this match. Now, I was with Hal at the match today, and I said to him, it's quite funny that I came on to the Barnsley match reaction, and I was slating him, saying, oh, we're rubbish at this, rubbish at that. It was a shocking game, this, that, and the other. Yeah, we scored 3 good goals, but we were playing a terrible team. And I'm coming on in a game where we've played very, very well in attacking areas and lost the game. And I'm quite happy. I'm actually quite happy with how we played. And really, it was a freak goal. Blackpool caught us on the break, sort of cut inside. Couldn't be more top bins, really, could it? I think he just flicked off the crossbar and went in. Olsen had absolutely no chance. Yes, you could say that the defenders were out of position. You could say midfield was out of position. It was just a big long kick from the goalkeeper. So really, that is the big problem. That it was a big long kick from the goalkeeper, and it landed at one of their players' feet, and he was through 1-on-1 pretty much. It cut inside. About 3 or 4 of our players went with him, and then he just curled it into that top corner. Like, it couldn't have been more perfect, really, could it? It was literally the goalkeeper had absolutely no chance. But I think I've pretty much run through that. But let's start from the beginning and just go through some of the big chances that we had. Obviously, Ndai had that offside goal that he put away very, very well. Great ball in from Fleck, I believe it was, curling away. It was one of them that you got anything on it, it was in the back of the net, and it was. I've not seen the goal back, so I can't say for 100% certain if it was offside, but that was the reason why it was disallowed. Like I say, it was taken very, very well, and I was running away like he was pretty sure he knew that he'd scored that goal. So I'll have to have a look back on Quest tonight. But yeah, it was a very well taken goal. Nice to see. But obviously wasn't to be. In the 20th minute, Osborne got into a very, very good position down the left-hand side, tried to cut it back to Moose, and he just waited too long, and there were too many bodies in the way. It ended up kind of hitting a defender, then scrambling into the goalkeeper's arms. So if he'd have played that a bit quicker and got it onto Mousse's foot, he might have ended up putting it in the back of the net. But saying that, it happened later on in the half where Ndai slipped past a man on the right-hand side, crossed it for Moose very, very quickly. Moose got his left foot on it, but just not enough to beat the goalkeeper. And let's be honest, it would have had to be in a near-perfect strike to beat this goalkeeper today, because for me, he was fantastic in the back of the net. I'll get onto that in the second half because he made a couple of really, really good saves in the second half. But in the 21st minute, sorry, Olsen made a terrific save. Ball came into the box from kind of like the south stand end. It was a great ball in. 3 men were marked, though. I'm not sure who was the closest, whether it was Medina or somebody else. But 3 men unmarked. I'm not sure if the player closest to the ball got anything on the ball, but the goalkeeper pushed it wide, Olsen, and it was a good save. Should have really been in the back of the net, and that should have been 1-0 Blackpool. but it didn't. They got a corner after that, and nothing came of it. And then towards the end of the half, 37th minute, probably the best chance of the game. Morgan Gibbs-White played an absolute near perfect ball through to Ndai. Maybe, if I'm being hypercritical, a little tiny bit further in front of him, he'd have been onto it and probably had a one-on-one and scored. But he played it through, and Ndai had to really take it there and then. And he put it quite a bit wide. It wasn't just wide. It was quite a bit wide. I was a little bit disappointed with that. And I was saying to Hal and the guys that I was with that if that was David McGoldrick, he probably would have got a lot of stick for missing that. But obviously with Ndai being kind of young and we know how fantastic he is, I just kind of expected a little bit more. I kind of expected him to put it in that near post, and we'd be 1 up, and maybe we even should have been 2 up. But we had a lot of chances in that first half. We played some really, really good football. Like I said, some great interplay between Ndai, Moose, and obviously also Morgan Gibbs-White. Ozzy chipped in, but not as much as obviously the Barnsley game. That's evident in the fact that it came off in the second half. But we were finishing our beers in 10 seconds into the second half. A great ball in from Baldock. Morgan Gibbs-White kind of sliding it into that front post, and the goalkeeper in the end took it quite comfortably at that front post. But another good sighter on goal, really, you've got to say. Possibly could have done better with it, Morgan Gibbs-White, but it was a good save. He just didn't get enough of a connection on it. 49th minute, Morgan Gibbs-White, shot saved. That was the big one for me. Fantastic save from the Blackpool goalkeeper. Morgan Gibbs-White kind of, I think it's the outside of his boot, and he just doesn't get it enough into the corner, because I think he was actually running off celebrating. It was a great connection on the ball, just wasn't close enough to the corner, and the goalkeeper made a fantastic save. Any other goalkeeper probably wouldn't have made that save, or a lot of goalkeepers wouldn't have made that save. But great save from the goalkeeper. Like I say, Morgan Gibbs-White was pretty much running off, celebrating. And in the thumbnail that I've used is like this. Oh, and you can see that it was such a good chance just from that. Another one, literally 2 minutes later. This is showing that we carried on that dominance from the first half into the second half, because Iliman Ndai was kind of stood waiting for the goalkeeper to kick the ball, and then the goalkeeper, when he went to go and kick it, Ndai had already charged him down, got that deflection from a kick from the goalkeeper's feet, and it just went wide. It's one of them where the goalkeeper's kind of like taking a little bit too much time, so Ndai just darted in, managed to get his leg up to block it, and it just went wide, unfortunately. And really, for the goalkeeper, if I'm talking from like a Blackpool sense, that would have kind of ruined his day, because he was so good today, in my opinion. But unlucky from Iliman Ndai, because he was quickest to the ball there, and a very, very good charge down. 72 minutes, Norwood plays an absolutely phenomenal ball. See, this is 72 minutes. So he must have played well for a good 70 minutes. Norwood plays a fantastic ball from the right-hand side to the left-hand side. Ender Stevens plays a great ball into the box. At first look, it looked like Didsey was sweeping it into that corner, but the Blackpool defender got a block on it, and it went wide. I thought it was going into the corner, but as I've seen that one kind of back, and it looked like it was kind of going towards the goalkeeper, so maybe it wasn't as good a chance. Well, it was a good chance. Maybe it wasn't as good a shot as I thought it originally was. But yeah, it's one of them things. They defended really, really well today, got a lot of blocks in, and we attacked well. It's just one of them games, isn't it? And as always, it happened. We concede. It's not even a late goal, really. 75th minute. But when it's us and we concede a goal that's kind of in the last 20 minutes, we really, really struggle to concede the goal and then react to that. We always struggle to react to goals conceded. So the later on they are, the less time we've got to get our act together and then go and try and score another goal. When we were under Neil Warnock, when we were under Chris Wilder, that wasn't a problem. We just sprung back into life. We're like, right, lads, come on now. Let's go and get one back. They didn't deserve that. Let's go again. Let's go and score. Let's keep doing what we're doing well. We're not doing that. And it seems like we're a little bit shell-shocked. When we concede a goal, we end up sort of saying, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God. Let's try and do everything simple. Backwards, sideways passes, players taking too much time on the ball, players losing the ball really, really easily. And it's really frustrating to watch. But their goal came from, like I said earlier, a lump from the goalkeeper straight to their player. It was away, and really, he could have probably carried on and scored. But it turned inside. Every player of ours went with him, and he just curled it into that top corner. For those of you that's kind of just joined the stream, I mentioned that earlier and said, obviously, Olsen's got absolutely no chance with that. That's a curler right into the top corner, in off the crossbar, I believe. There's just nothing you can do about it, really, other than mark your players better and go back with him and don't give him such an easy ride just to turn inside. Because really, when a player's completely out of position, they tend to do that. When a player turns inside, they've gone because they're like, I'm so far out of position, I need to stop him from scoring. And I've done it before when I played, and you're so far behind the striker that you're like, I need to either get in there and slide, or I just need to throw my body all that in that direction. And that's what they all did. Egan, Davis, all threw their body that way, and he just turned inside. They had no chance to get a block in there at all. Lovely, like I said, curled into the top corner. So I don't want to talk about this all night. Let's be perfectly honest. So let's talk about each individual player. I'll be very quick. Don't worry about that. Olsen had bugger all to do in this game, if I'm being honest. He made one save that he just pushed wide. I think it was deflection off Baldock. Let's talk about Baldock, because I am a massive, massive fan of George Baldock. George Baldock puts in so much effort. I love the guy to bits. Absolutely love him. But the problem that we've got right now for Baldock is that everything went wrong today. And when everything goes wrong for George Baldock, he lets everybody know, because every little thing that he did that went wrong, he then shouted at whoever was near him. So he shouted at the linesman when he lost the ball. He shouted at one of our players, I think it might have been Egan or someone. He shouts at their players. And the thing is, if you're playing badly, just take a step back, remember why you're a good footballer, and just do the things that you need to do well, because you're not an attacker. You don't need to be somebody that's going to beat 3 or 4 men and score a goal. All you need to do is defend well, pass the ball to players that are better than you. That's what defenders usually should do. And Baldock tried to do everything today when it wasn't going right, and he just kept making mistakes. Lost the ball time and time again. Got beaten quite easily. It was just not his day. I'm a big Baldock fan, like I said. I think he's much better at defending than Bogle. And he's an all-round better player for me than Bogle. But today wasn't his day, we'll put it that way. Egan and Davis, it was quite simple for him for most of the game. We were that good up front that the defenders really didn't need to do much. And when they did it okay. They passed it out from the back well. But like I said, it was mostly through the midfield that kind of had the ball and created the chances. What I did say to Hal at some point today was that how comfortable Ben Davis is with playing out with his right foot. Like, you don't see many players. I think the reason why I noticed that was because Stevens, at one point, the ball was going out, and all he needed to do was bring it back in with his right foot, and his left foot came all the way around and tried to backheel it in, and he didn't keep the ball in. It's like, how can a professional footballer not have 2 feet? And I think that's why I was looking at Ben Davis and thinking, by God, he's got a good right foot on him. Like, he passes it out from the back really well with his right, and so does Egan really with his left. So it's funny, like, we've got 2 fantastic centre backs playing out from the back, but they're just not strong enough. defensive-wise, and I'm not actually sure those two are the best to play together. Maybe, I said this in the preview, maybe Basham needs to come in for one of them. And really, Davis went off and we ended up with 10 men in the end. I forgot about that until just now. So maybe Basham does come in for the Forest game. It's only in a couple of days, so maybe Bash does come back in for Davis. But I thought Davis had another good game. It was only really that one where they were all at sea, really, and that ball in from that free kick where they had 3 men waiting to head the ball into the net. So yeah, frustrating day. It must be really frustrating for the defenders, seeing someone just whip a ball into the top corner. That's 2 home games in a row where we've lost by 1 goal, and it's been an absolute screamer. Like the Millwall one, it was a screamer from a play you did not expect to be putting the ball in the back of the net. Centre back, left foot, bang, bottom corner. This one, right winger, turns inside. I think it was maybe just inside the box, curled it, top corner. What can you do? Like, looking at the team that we've got, I know that Moose scored that great goal against Barnsley. How many players have we got that you would think would turn inside and just curl one in top corner? Maybe Gibbs White. That's the only one that I can think of, really. And he had a good game today in the first half. Second half, he kind of wasn't too much involved. Stevens had a bit of a shocker again, really. He put a few terrible crosses into the box. But he also obviously found Didsey with that one in the second half where they got a good blocking. So that was a good cross. But other than that, I thought he was quite poor down that left-hand side. Kept putting hopeless balls into the box where nobody was, instead of just keeping hold of it and playing it inside. The thing is, they weren't that good going forward, to be fair. Let's have a little look at the stats. 42% possession. Blackpool. That's mad. I didn't expect them to have that much. It's still nowhere near 50, is it? But it's a lot more than what I expected. I thought it was going to be like 35%. But that was the second half. For some reason, as soon as we concede, we really, really struggled to keep hold of the ball. And that's what we did. And they kept hold of the ball for a good, probably 10, 15 minutes. And that was my worry. When we conceded with 15 minutes to go, I said to Hal, we really need 10 minutes to get back playing the way that we were before after a goal. We just can't react. And when you're conceding with 15 minutes to go and it takes you 10 minutes to get back into the game, it's tough. It's tough because you just kind of know that you're not going to create anything. I thought Fleck and Norwood both had good games today. Norwood took a book in that second half when he was just flying in to just stop him from going forward. I understood it. It was nice to see Fleck go off, in all honesty. I thought Fleck played all right, but it's always Norwood. Norwood always gets that other end of stick where he's having to be brought off instead of Fleck. And really, does Fleck offer that much going forward? I actually think Norwood offers more going forward with the balls that he plays to get us into advanced areas. Fleck drives forward occasionally and starts something, but Fleck's not been good recently. So I think that was probably the right thing to do, bringing Fleck off and keeping Norwood on. Ozzy also came off. Ozzy had an okay game, but I don't know. When those three are playing that interchangeable football, I just feel Ozzy is a little bit rigid, and it's kind of like, right, I've got the ball, pass it, move. It's not pass, go. It's a lot slower with Ozzy. So when we brought Didsey on, I thought, oh, that might be a good idea. But that goal killed us, really. It absolutely killed us. And Dye, I thought, was phenomenal today. Well, first half he was anyway. Second half, he wasn't involved in a hell of a lot. I'll say that. But in that first half, he was fantastic. I think the reason why he wasn't as good in that second half is because he's just... His fitness isn't great, is it? That's what it is. And I think if it wasn't for us, he brought Osborne off because I think he wanted us to be on the front foot a bit more. He wanted us to create more chances. And I think having Didsey on that left-hand side, being more as an attack-minded player, was probably why he did that. But I think realistically, Ndai probably should have gone off because he struggles, same as Moose, and Moose did come off. Moose, I thought he was great as well today. He had, let me think, 2 really good chances. The one on his left foot that he side-footed straight to the goalkeeper, which was a bit tame. And the second half, I didn't even mention that when he smashed it against the bar from close range, really. It's kind of probably closer than the penalty spot, probably between the penalty spot and the 6-yard box. And he smashed that. Like, it's on the floor and he's smashing the crossbar from really 8 yards out, something like that. So really, he should have put that in the back of the net. I'm sure he thinks himself that he should have put that in the back of the net, but it wasn't to be today. It was one of those games. So yeah, Gibbs White had a good game, especially that first half. He had a good game, but I'm starting to think that Wolves aren't going to take him back in January because he started off like a house on fire. And I think he's probably still our most creative player and our most important player. But when he first came into the United setup, he looked like, wow, this guy is going to be scoring goals, making goals for fun every single week. And yeah, he also needs players around him. He needs really good players around him. And then Ndai, like him, Mousse occasionally, but I don't know. I feel like Ndai needs, I think Morgan Gibbs-White needs a good full season at Bramall Lane. I can't see him taking him back. I don't think he's good enough for the Premier League right now, if I'm being completely honest. I think people agree with me, to be honest. He's a really good player. He's at the top end of the Championship when it comes to players. I don't think he's quite Premier League quality right now. I think they'll leave him on loan for the rest of the season. And then I think they'll look and think, is he worth it? Is he good enough to step up to the Premier League? And if not, maybe loan him out to another Championship club, a top-end Championship club. So, yeah, I think that's how I'm seeing Morgan Gibbs-White right now. I think he'll do some fantastic things for us this season, but I don't think it's going to be consistent enough, if I'm being honest. Sharpie coming on, barely had didn't have any service, he didn't do anything in the game. David McGoldrick obviously had that chance, but other than that, it was okay. It didn't do a great deal. Ollie McBurney might as well have not been brought on. I know he was brought on towards the end, but there's no point. I don't know who did he come on for? Fleck. There was no point. He didn't do anything. I think the only thing that I remember was the ball being played long and him just quite easily just getting pushed to one side and the centre-back heading it away. It's just pointless. I'm not saying that he had the service and he didn't play well. I'm saying that there's just no point in him being on the pitch. I'd rather have still had Fleck on there, to be perfectly honest. Anyway, Blackpool won the game. Obviously, I think we deserved all 3 points, but it was one of them games. It was football. But that sees Blackpool take 6th spot in the playoffs. They have, their last 5 games, they've won 4 and lost 1. So it's not a team that you're going to lose to and think, oh, God, how did we manage to lose against them? We should have beaten them, but at the same time, they're a half-decent side. We now sit in 17th. We've gone from 3 points off the playoffs to 6 points off the playoffs. Brilliant. Great stuff. And we are 3 losses and 2 wins from the last 5. It's not good enough, really, is it? It's really not good enough. And one of those teams that we beat, actually, if we have a look at the bottom 3, we've beaten them all. Derby lost, draw. Barnsley lost them all. Hull lost them all except for 1, which was a while back now. So the only teams that we are currently beating are teams that are in the bottom half, if not the bottom 3. So it's not good for the Blades. I don't know what Slav said after the game, but it's going to be a season of games of us beating teams that are rubbish and losing to teams that we should be beating and losing to the better teams. So I think we're going to finish in the bottom half, if I'm being honest. I don't think we're going to challenge for playoffs. I think it's going to be really difficult for that. I know we're only 6 points away, and all it takes is a few good results. We're just not good enough in defence, are we? Like, Blackpool were there for the taking today. We just couldn't take it. Let's be honest. Right, okay. Let's get through these. Right, okay. You've not got a clue. I don't think that's about me because it put good football, 0 points. Slav out. Okay. Fair enough. Blackpool were too good for... Okay. Some of these comments are just crazy. Am I late? When did this video start? It started 20 minutes ago, mate. So no, you were barely late. Not clinical enough. Should have been 2 or 3 up. These odd goals don't beat us. Need fresh faces in the team. Okay. Yeah, I think you're right. I think we do need fresh faces. That is a big problem that we've got right now. It's the same midfield every single week. It's the same attackers. It's the same system. Possibly need to go to a different formation, but I don't think Slav is going to do that. The thing is, we've got some great players going forward, and if we can stop leaking goals in, then we're not going to lose games. We're going to draw them at the very least if we can kind of put together a few games where we concede no goals. And the thing is, Olsen, I'm not saying that every game is his fault, but he hasn't kept a clean sheet all season. Speaks volumes, not just to him, but to the defence as well. Their goalkeeper's on form, and usually this would be 2 or more goals. We lost momentum after they scored. Yeah, exactly that. However, let's not miss the fact that Ramsdale today showed why he's also... Oh, let's not talk about Ramsdale. I don't really want to talk about him. I'm sorry, but it's getting embarrassing now. And to be honest, I'm beginning to doubt this manager. Why did he take Osborne off? What makes me laugh is that's quite clearly not how you spell Osborne. You put a U in there and an E in there. But no, I get what you're saying. The interplay was brilliant. I watched on a stream. The guy on the commentary said, listen, as the Blades fans sing, Mulligan tied them, said that. Okay. Fair enough, David. Fair enough. But the interplay was brilliant. Should have been double figures. If you can't put the ball in the back of the net and can't defend them, yeah, it will. It will, Mark. It absolutely will. Halit's Bulldog. Yeah, Halit's Bulldog. Bulldog was garbage today. I completely agree. We're a team of bang average players with no leadership or quality. I agree with no leadership and quality. We've gone from having tons of leaders to not many, it seems. For me, John Egan should be leading. Ollie Norwood should be leading. Billy Sharp should be leading. I know he didn't start today, but all these players, they're still there. But we've lost Basham to the starting lineup. We've lost Jack O'Connell. We've lost a few that you would think that would be leading this team. And I don't really know what's happened. Best performance in 16 months. Just missed the end product. Yep. That's exactly what I said, really. It was such great football. But when you concede, this team concedes a goal, heads go down, and that's it. Baldock, Fleck, Norwood, and Stevens must go ASAP. Wow, that is big talk, Mark. Surely it can't be just me looking at Medine thinking, oh my God, don't. Medine was shocking. Let's be honest. The only thing he's good for is being a battering ram. And I don't even think he was that good 3 years ago when we had him. No, let's be honest. Yeah, just you. Medine did nothing. Thank you. The only thing that I worry about is that in the 89th minute, something like that, Egan was letting Medine chest the ball down in our half. Like, why is Egan letting him do that? He should be round him, stopping him from bringing it down on his chest. He should be trying to win that header. He should be getting in his bike. We're 1-0 down with literally minutes to go. Shocking. Today we didn't cope with the long punt from the keeper. Like Saab said, it took 4 touches to get it under control. Yep, absolutely right. Oh my God, what is up with people? Kieran, massive fan of you, mate. Really, really am. But Why would we want Medine? Why? At the minute, we've got Jimmy Fleck back. It does seem like that, Kieran. You take off with one and whatever with the other. For me, you're wrong with this one, but you're right with this one. After 10, 15 minutes, second half, we didn't look good at all. Okay, I don't agree with that. I think we played well for 70 minutes, and then they killed us with that sucker punch. Some Twitter blades were embarrassing today as well. I've unfollowed a load because of the BS. Fair play, mate. Fair play. And Dye's my favourite player I've seen in the Sheffield United. Yes, the best player that's come out of the academy since probably Harry Maguire. Difficult to say, really, because they're two completely different players. Best attacking player I've seen probably ever come out of the academy. Why is Brewster not even getting on the bench? I have got no idea, Uncle Albert, mate. The Blades missed Morgan Gibbs-White today. I'm not sure if you were watching the game, mate, but Morgan Gibbs-White definitely played. Morgan Gibbs-White tries too hard for me. If it doesn't go his way, yes, that's a great point, Kieran. Great point. I think it's time to leave it, to be honest. I'll bring Ewan up because he's my mate. Fair comment, Seb. Your fans were noisy today. All right, I should have brought this one up first, shouldn't I? Thought we robbed you of 3 points, but good luck for the rest of the season. Yes, Seb. Thank you very much. I wouldn't say it was a robbery. Let's be honest. If we're not going to put the ball in the back of the net and you guys are, then you deserve it. But yeah, we were certainly the better team. It was a great goal. Absolutely agree. We're going to leave it at that. Calvert-Lewin came out of the academy. He did, but he wasn't as good as Ndiaye at this stage, was he? He couldn't even get into the United team before he left. And he couldn't get into the Everton team until kind of a year later or something. And Ndiaye's literally, as soon as he's allowed to, well, as soon as they sorted out the contract, he was in the first team and he was fantastic. So there you go. Nick, I'd love to, I'd have him because he can hold the ball up very well. Yeah, but look at the players that we've got around it. I'm not saying that Ollie McBurney's the right guy for the job, but we've got players round. Moose is the perfect player. Moose and really Brewster are the perfect players to be playing the system that we're playing, because we don't want a striker that's going to hold the ball up. We want a striker that's going to be playing tippy-tappy football, get through one-on-one, score a goal. We don't want a big oaf up front that's going to hold it up and not be able to run. And that were Medine today. At one point, someone tried to play through ball to him, and he tried to control it because he just doesn't have the pace. We need someone with pace, who's got a little bit of strength, but is a good footballer that can link the play like these players are doing, really, and really put the ball in the back of the net. Medine is not the one. Slav said, we lose a goal, we don't know how to respond. That's exactly what I've just said. Exactly that. Not sure how we won, but I'd take it. Good luck. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate that. We wouldn't have kept Medine in the Premier League. No, Medine's shocking. I'm going to be honest. He's okay at a certain level. Medine's never going to get someone promoted. I just said that, and he was one of the players that got us promoted. I know that, but he's not that good. Let's be honest. Seb, I'm a Pool fan and I hate Medine. Only thing he's good at is coming on in the 80th minute to waste time. Thank you, Seb. And let's just leave it at that. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Leave a like before you leave. And we'll see you for a Fans React tomorrow. Thank you very much. See you next time.